Thank you to our $5 patron, Sin is Lancelot, and a big thank you to our $25 patron, the Mr. Greed. Thank you to our $5 patron, Sin is Lancelot, and a big thank you to our $25 patron, the Mr. Greed. Now, before we hop into this breakdown on Chaos and how he was just like, he was just kind of put there, please do me a favor and leave your own thoughts on Chaos in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come with the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Any support would be appreciated. Now, let's get into it. What's up, guys? I got Pencil here, and yeah, Chaos just feels like awkward. Like, I feel like that's the best word for it. He's just awkward. Let's talk about why. So the thing is, right? I can't really say that Chaos came out of nowhere. Like technically, it was always sort of implied, in a way, in a shape or form, that there was a creator, because we know the realms were created, but we don't know who made the main world. Like, we knew the God. Well, to be fair, we didn't actually know that. It's interesting trying to think of Chaos foreshadowing, but the main Chaos foreshadowing obviously is Kath. Kath is the kind of thing that, and not actually really, the Chaos foreshadowing is all the way back when Nakaba even introduced the Mother of Chaos, which I think goes back early on as like season 1. Like, the mention of that thing being the creator of all the monsters, the non-5 major races in the world, that is the initial start of Chaos's buildup. And Chaos is technically built up throughout the narrative, throughout the entire narrative, from the introduction of Kath to the unknown ideas of Merlin, what she really wants. And there's so many things that technically all allude to Chaos. However, I don't know, he just doesn't, it doesn't. Like, I guess he, she, it, they, I'm not exactly sure what to classify Chaos as, because it's called the Mother of Chaos when it's in its Hawk Mama form. But it's also, it's a mess. However, Chaos, whatever they are, when they show up post the Demon King fight, it feels like we leap to a different story. I think that's my biggest issue with Chaos, right? Like, we ended the narrative of Seven Deadly Sins and then hopped into Four Knights, but we didn't change series yet. And I sort of get why, right? Because the thing is, Chaos, in order to have Four Knights, was a necessity. We couldn't open Four Knights without Chaos being a thing. But at the same time, like despite Chaos being built up throughout the narrative, through Kath, through the Mother of Chaos, through Hawk Mama, through all that, Purgatory, like all the different things, and I'm not saying created Purgatory, but like a whole ton of beasts being in Purgatory too, like all that there, while it was all implied, while you can argue it was there and it was built up, they still felt shoehorned in at the very end. Like, it felt like Nakaba had a, oh no, I forgot moment, and then shoved it in there. And I think you can very clearly see that. Like, I think Nakaba wanted to introduce Chaos earlier, but considering the level of power Chaos had to be at, he couldn't introduce them when he wanted to. Because, remember, Arthur went to get Excalibur way before the end of the series. Like, this is what? Hold on, let me see. Arthur got Excalibur around chapter 255 and started his fight with Zeldris, Meliodas, and Cusack. He didn't pop up in the narrative for like a solid 80 to 90 chapters. Like, I feel like Nakaba was going somewhere with Chaos and like was definitely teasing them there. And notably, this is another point of buildup where Chaos is like, where no, it's described that Arthur's magic still hasn't awoken yet properly, and thusly he can't wield Excalibur properly, which obviously goes into, well, what is his true magic going to be? And it's implied to be Chaos. Like, when Merlin wakes Arthur up, it's because, oh, he's the rightful king of Chaos, and he's properly absorbed all the abilities and powers of Chaos. Of course, he's a little bit cuckoo, but, you know, when you have infinite light and infinite darkness chilling inside your heart right now, and you're a human, it'd be like they want to be like that sometimes. But still, Chaos just feels off. Like, and I think that's just a story presentation thing on Nakaba's part. Like, I'm not saying Chaos is a bad addition to the narrative. It's in the same vein that I'd say Kaguya and the whole Naruto stuff isn't a quote-unquote bad addition to the narrative. It's just how it was handled and where it was placed that I think threw a whole ton of people off. And unlike with Boruto, I like Four Knights because of what it's done for an existing character and making them an antagonist versus introducing new antagonists based off the species of Chaos. But I don't know. Even still, with all the intrigue that's caused by that, that's mainly an Arthur thing. Chaos themselves, in all manner of the word, feels like a plot device that Nakaba forgot to introduce, and then he just tacked it on right there at the end of the narrative. And it's fine, right? But I guess the main thing, right? Because Nakaba has described Seven Deadly Sins as the story of Meliodas. So my main issue with the advent of Chaos arc, like the King of Chaos arc, is the idea that it feels like Meliodas isn't the MC. Like it feels like that isn't his story. Like I said, it feels tacked on. And I think that's a big issue for introducing such a pivotal element of your narrative like that. And the thing is, Chaos gets sealed away so quickly that you can't even really get any of their personality. We know sparse little teasings and hints of them. We know that apparently it brawled Kath to a standstill, and well, not to a standstill, it brawled Kath to torn near death, threw it in purgatory, and Millie rocked on its grave. We also now know it created the Supreme Deity and the Demon King and the Fairy Tree and the Giants. But then the thing is, that raises questions too. Like, notably, the Supreme Deity and the Demon King aren't, and even the Great Fairy Tree, they aren't necessarily normal members of their species, right? Like, they have much longer lifespans. They have the ability to create more of their species without any sort of help. They also can poop out entire realms. Like, that level of power is not normal, nor is their species. So Chaos he essentially made creators which created the respective species, but he apparently personally propped the Giants out themselves. Like, they literally were just like, you know what? I want big people. And then big people were made. I don't know. This Chaos doesn't necessarily seem... It's like hard to say consistent, right? Because Chaos has only arguably had one whole panel of screen time and then just zoomed out, gone, because the Supreme Deity and the Demon King were like, well, sorry, parental figure. I hate to tell you this, but it seemed like you could hypothetically steal the love of my own creations, and I ain't really rocking with you, so get in this moss pig. Like, and it feels like, what allowed Chaos to be like that? Like, here's the thing, right? Because notably, I usually love questions. Like, the more questions a narrative gets me to ask, usually the better, right? Because it keeps me more engaged. But Chaos feels like a narrative element that was like, we got their full explanation. Like, there's nowhere to go with Chaos other than its possible influence on other characters. But the thing is, since we get so little of it, Chaos has no speaking lines. We get one silhouette of it. We get like 3 or, well, I guess 4, 5, 6. That's a lot. But we get 6 screen feats that happen mostly off screen on top of the creating the world stuff. Like, Chaos just feels like something that's so nebulous that it can't be quantified or understood. And I think that kind of fits. Like, I get why the answer was Chaos at the end of the day, because Chaos is supposed to be this like weird amalgamous, like almost everything and nothing at the same time kind of thing. But I feel like, I guess it's just not enough. It just doesn't feel like this is the full potential of this thing. And on top of that, it feels like there's more, but I don't think we're going to get more. That's the thing, right? Because Chaos is confirmed to be a will that has power, but apparently also has a physical form, or at least can make one, and can have its power sealed away by its own kids. Like, notably, hacks versus raw power, 2 very different things. But considering we've seen, or we have a good estimate about how much stronger Chaos was than its kids, I wonder if it getting sealed away was intentional. Like, if the narrative reason we're given for why the Supreme Deity and the Demon King were like, whoa there, Nelly, pause, hold your horses, we need to get rid of you. The textbook reason is that, oh, well, I'm sorry, I keep messing that up, but they were a threat, and they were a threat to the love of their creations, and thusly had to be destroyed. But I feel like a bigger threat was just the raw power behind it. Like, the ability to create worlds, alter reality, all that is pretty darn insane. So, I don't know, but at the same time, all that insanity, it doesn't lead to much. Like, there's not, like, I'm trying to think of things to say for Chaos, but Chaos seems so nebulous that there's nothing to say. Or at least nothing about the character that can be, like, deeply analyzed. Like, the motivations of Chaos just seem to be, whatever, I can, so I will. And thusly, it made its kids, it's made the world, it made everything. Except for, like, other realms and the rest of the deep, deep space it came from. But at the same time, like, the most interesting thing that come out of Chaos is the idea that there are other Chaos level beings. Like, the idea that just somewhere out in deep space, this wasn't a singularity, this wasn't anything insane or truly, like, temporally wild. It's just that, by luck of the draw, Chaos chose Earth, and, well, not even chose Earth, probably just made it. Who knows, from possibly another planet. Like, the mystery behind Chaos is what kind of bolsters the possibility for Arthur to not be the final villain and, like, have Chaos not be the final threat because of other things. But then again, I feel like we'd once again be rehashing Kaguya. Super strong enemy appears in the narrative after the narrative is essentially being won and taken care of, and requires both our MC and our side MC to fight. Like, I get it. It's our shonen tradition, if you will. But at the same time, why not just execute them? Especially if you have, like, the ability to, I don't know, Chaos feels strange, and I think it's on purpose. I think Nakaba left Chaos as vague as possible, left it as a will with no real consciousness, due to the fact that with our consciousness, we're able to view Chaos as disconnected from humanity since it doesn't have a consciousness, which is the goal that Nakaba is going for. So I think, I don't know, still very, very mixed. I'm definitely going to talk about the potential of the Chaos race and, like, what more could be. But yeah, honestly, this was pretty simple. I just want to talk about Chaos being confusing because it was on my mind. I don't know. He just felt, Chaos always felt awkward as a character. And please, tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And hope you guys have a wonderful day. Also, there's a Patreon down below. And also, I would appreciate you hitting the notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Thank you once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil.